Am I doing it right? Is this the right way to do? What if I do it and it's wrong? What if I do it and they don't like it? What if I mess up with this option? Is this the correct way to go? I will say those are the most common questions in the way we go about the actions that we want to take in the day to day. We are worrying way too much for what's the correct, the right thing to do. And in doing so, we are not really opening up to different options or to another way of doing things. So, hi, welcome to this video. I'm Gabby Meseska Walker. I would like to share with you all the tools, tips, tricks, and useful information that have been really uh, useful in my transforming my life into a fulfilling one. The one I have now is really pleasing me because I own my time, I own my choices, and I go about it in the ways I like, even if they don't seem correct to the world, even if they don't seem the popular thing. I've been learning to listen to myself, listening to myself to answer myself what's the correct way for me, what's the right way for me, little by little, also to start letting go the idea that it has to be right, that it has to be correct, and then opening up even to mistakes and to making the mistakes and not judging myself and not feeling guilty, to really opening up to trying more and more to expand my horizons, my perspectives, my ways of doing, to making the most also out of what already is in place, what already comes to my mind, to my knowledge in so many ways: music, movies, social media, videos, interactions, my own life experiences. Everything is conveying information. Everything that it's already happening is bringing me options, is bringing me creativity, ideas, and aspects that if I pay enough attention to them and I notice they are there, I can grab them, I can bring them with me in my new knowledge, in my new mindset, in my new attitudes, in my energy. And once that I start using them in my day-to-day, I get to create the lifestyle that I'm looking for, to my liking, to my preference, to my correct answers, to my correct ways. And it's not always about the correct answer in my mind. I had to also expand those ideas and that correctness, the good thing to do, the behave the thing to do, the kind thing to do according to the world, according to the traditions, the culture, the education. It's also demanding in my perception. It's also demanding to start noticing what feels right to each of us, to what feels correct to each of us. It's so personal. There are so many options, so many ways, so many aspects that we care for individually, that whatever is popular, trendy, the good thing, the how can I say, the scientific thing, the more professional thing is not always the best thing to do for oneself, right? So filtering that and also learning to understand yourself better, learning to identify what are the real valuable aspects in your life, in your day-to-day, in your way to do, in the way you behave. Noticing what those are, it's going to be a lot easier for you to come up with those solutions, with those ideas, with those behaviors and those actions that really reflect the valuable things that you care for. Noticing them in the environment, it's also going to be easier because you know you care for them, so you're going to spot them so easily that it's going to be like, oh, life is bringing me so much of this. But it's not only because life is also offering it, it's because you are starting to being open up to spotting them, to realizing they are already there. It's also really helpful to transform then your mindset, your attitudes, because you are starting to know yourself better, not only in what you already know, but also in how you would like to start, downloading and installing these new thoughts, these new systems, the new routines, these new behaviors, because you care for them. It's gonna stop the transactional lifestyle, like I just do this, I don't care who you are, it's okay, bye, we did this, and we interact, but we don't see the gain in it. We don't say, it's not that we have an agenda, it's the gain in, okay, this person, I open up to talking to them, and I realize their attitude or their knowledge, or the way they say something, they brought me this idea, they made me realize this and that. It's not that I had an agenda, but there's always a gain if you know how to spot those aspects, because you are already trying to transform your life. You're already trying to do something to get to create the lifestyle that you want through you, not through all the resources out there. There's a notification there. Yeah, that's important. It's always through you, and it's already in place, and you don't need to invest so much money in therapy and retreats, meditation, yoga. You can do them just out of pleasure, just because they are helpful somehow in those specific things, but it's not because you depend on them. You depend on you, and it's you who is always going to be there at night, in the day, in the morning, in the easy, in the difficulties, in sickness and in health, in joy and in the difficult moments. It's always going to be you. If you commit to really understanding yourself better, that's all it takes. It's not specific technical knowledge. It's not just one practice. It's not just one way. Find your ways, find how you can create that fulfilling life, and how you can start understanding what's right for you, what's correct for you. How, in addition of finding the right and the correct and the valuable and the really the priorities in your life, that's the way I can say, how also you can implement them in your day, how you can make the most out of them, how you can bring more of that into your life, how it's already there and you didn't see it before because you were asking, or you were busy asking yourself, is this right, is this wrong, I'm worried about this, and I already did this, and I already did this, and I'm worried if I did it right, if I did it wrong, what they're gonna say, the reaction, the hesitation, the doubt, the heaviness of it. It's no longer the way, and it's never gonna be the way to create the fulfilling life that you want. The fulfilling life, in my view, gets created when you understand what fulfills you. Once you understand what's really meaningful, valuable, cherish, and you want more of that, then you are ready to gather everywhere, from everything, from every interaction, more of that. In this video, I would also like to share the questions that were really helpful in my lifestyle, in my day-to-day, in the step-by-step. It's not something that happens in one day or 1 week or one session or 1 year. It's something that we learn, to do. We've been doing the other way, the worrying and the heavy way for so long. It's just normal. It takes a bit long, some time, some process to shift it to the other side, right? So in the step-by-step, the one tool that was really helpful for me was when I realized these questions, this way of asking myself these questions, because I know it's popular knowledge maybe, but for me, when I got them in this short form of question and all together, that's when it really made a change for me. I put them in a post-it in my wall here, and I see it every day. And sometimes when I'm asking myself and I just turn my head and read these notes, it's like, yeah, that's it. Again, thanks for the reminder. That's the way I'm gonna go. And the questions are, in this situation, in everything as is, with the attitudes, the motives, the agendas, the circumstances, and the resources, everything as is, how I can. asking myself how I can is gonna make my system, my intelligence, my creativity, my attitudes, my knowledge, my memories, everything around me is gonna work together to answer that question. And it's gonna start coming up like, oh yes, this idea, oh this memory, this advice, oh this movie, I remember they did something like that. Oh, I'm now watching social media, and the application they are offering or the inspirational post I'm getting to read, that makes something that works for what I'm looking for. So I start putting everything together, because it's not just me like strategically looking for the answer, it's everything working for me, and it's coming to my vision, and it's coming to my ears, and it's coming to my memories, maybe to my dreams, maybe in the conversation, maybe through a video, maybe like somewhere everything starts working for you in answering that question. Everything is always working for us, by the way, but when you start asking specific questions, the whole system, the whole universe starts working to answer that question. In asking yourself how I can, what's the correct way, what's the right way for me to do with this situation, it prevents you from spending your time, your energy, your efforts in changing the rest, in changing others, in convincing, in pleasing. You focus now on what I can do. Now, that's the first question. The second question is how else, or how more of. Here, what I meant is how more of the elements, the aspects that I value in my ways of behaving, how more of the values, the priorities that I want to express, to convey, what more of the aspects that I like my processes to have. So I like it to be meaningful, to be truthful, to prioritize freedom, to be intelligent, to be fun. So how else I can, and how can it be more joyful, meaningful, truthful, valuable, intelligent? I want my answer to include those aspects. As you can see, it looks a lot like artificial intelligence. You are just doing your prompt, how this and this and this, and I want it to have this. Well, it's almost the same, truly. I'm just noticing now. Well, I noticed before, but for this example in particular, I'm noticing it's almost the same. And the third question would be asking yourself, how can I do it better, not just for them and not just for me, for everybody involved, but it starts with me. Why to do it better for me, or the best for me and for everybody involved? Because this is, whatever you are addressing is your part of the circumstance, is your part in the experience. You are in charge of your actions, in your interactions in that situation. So it has to be the best for you. And it's not just, it's not from an egocentric point of view. It's just what in this situation is gonna help me, and what's the best way for me to gather it, to grab it, to receive it, to accept it, to acknowledge it, or to be accountable of this, that it's for me and it's the best for me. So asking the best for you is not always that it's going to be the material gain, or the in whether our mind is going to be the a bigger gain, like I'm having more portion of the cake. The best for you might be just learning more about yourself. The best for you could be that you realize that they are not mean. The best for you could be realizing that there are so many options. The best for you could be that staying quiet and at peace is actually a way to go. The best for you are so many answers, guys. It's so huge. This question is gonna open you up to more than the traditional cultural structures and traditional ways to go. It's gonna open you up beyond what you can imagine. The right or wrong way to go is so worrying for us, because it's just narrow to what we already know and what it's in place, and it's not always resonant. So of course we are going to be like, oh, I don't want to do this, it's the right thing to do but doesn't feel right, and they say it's a wrong thing, but I actually feel more like it because it feels like more truthful or more joyful or more something. There's actually a song with those lyrics. It's not always that we are, made with template. It's never. It's not always, that's what I wanted to say, it's not always that the template, the tradition, the cultural, the rational, the logical way to go, it's gonna be suitable for everybody or for all our situations. So there you go, asking you those 3 questions, and I will add up the 4th one. If you are not for difficulty, if you like simplicity, practicity, to make it the fun way, the joyful way, I will also add these questions. It's in my list. It's how can I do it more easy, more like smoother or enjoyable for myself. So those elements, those 4 questions, one by one at a time, all together, they work like wonderful. Just maybe if it serves you something, to put them also on a post-it and have them in mind. These questions make you open up, make you realize there's more. It also helps you start interacting more with the environment, like with universe, with energy, with life, however you call it, this invisible quantum, this energy that is always in place and working, and it's intelligent and it's conscious and it wants to help you. You start partnering up with that energy by asking these questions and by letting everything around you, whatever you are looking at, watching, paying attention to, it's music, it's conversations, it's social media, it's an advertising in the road, it whatever it is that starts feeling like this serves something, this memory, this TV show that I watched when I was a kid, I remember this scene when they did this, and actually that works for my solution. Or the advice that somebody told me when I was a kid, and it actually works. Or a joke or something that you see around, but actually it can be transferred, translated, and added up to your solutions, to your ways to find the right thing for you to do. So that already is gonna help you find different ways, but also it's gonna help you start discovering yourself, start enjoying and noticing who you are. Like you already have the ideas, the creativity, the knowledge. Maybe it's just stored there, it's dormant in a way, so that's why you think you don't have it. But now that you start questioning more, asking more questions, the questions that serves you better, if this question serves you something, then maybe just adding them to your tools. Otherwise, come up, that's an invitation to come up with your own questions, with your own ways to discovering how else and how you can do it, because it's not always the way I can or the way they can that it's gonna work for you, but it is up to you to find the ways that are gonna work for you. So there you go. I hope this you find some resonance in this, something useful. Whatever little details that you find useful, just start gathering those ideas, whatever you find interesting, that makes you feel like curiosity or some excitement or some joy, or just the contrast of it, like, I never saw that, it makes me reflect or something. That already is bringing you options, expanding your horizons, your perspectives, coming out of the box, as they say, and for you to start gathering the tools, gathering the knowledge in your day-to-day with whatever it is, with whoever you are, not changing anything outside, but addressing who you are and understanding that you already have a lot of knowledge and all the intelligence, the perceptions that are useful, or you can move the ones that are no longer useful to adopt the ones that are gonna serve you more. I hope this message serves its purpose. It goes from my heart to yours, and I see you guys in the next video.